With a deep sense of duty and appreciation that I stand before you today at these historical occasions, the official launching of Delta State Security Trust Fund. This initiative, championed by visionary leadership of His Excellency Right Honorable Elders Sheriff Ogogiri, the Executive Governor of Delta State, made a significant milestone in our collective pursuit of a safer, more secure, and more prosperous state. Let me begin by commending the state government for its unwavering commitment to the security and well-being of its people. The establishment of this trust fund is not just a policy decision. It is a clear demonstration of the political will to strengthen institutional capacity, empower security agencies, and enhance the operational efficiency of our security forces. In recent years, we have witnessed increasingly complex of evolving security challenges from armed robbery, kidnapping, banditry, and courtesan to cybercrime and other emerging threats. These challenges require not only the courage and dedications of our officers and men, but also adequate tools, logistics, and resources to respond swiftly and effectively. With this trust fund, we are hopeful and confident that many of the operational gaps we face including mobility, communications, intelligence gathering, and personal welfare will be significantly addressed. I want to assure you, Your Excellency, and the good people of Delta State, that the Nigerian Police Force, in collaboration with sister agencies, will continue to work tirelessly to ensure that states remain peaceful and secure. As Inspector General of Police, I have reaffirmed the commitment of the Nigerian Police Force to work closely with the Delta State government and all stakeholders to ensure the success of this initiative. Together, we can and we build a safer and more prosperous Delta State for all. I thank the governor and the entire government of Delta State once again for this noble step. I think all.
I'd like to say that I'm delighted to be here, to be part of this program, and also to have been called upon to perhaps give some form of support to what my friend and my elder brother has done, talking about DIG Mohammed Akolboli. Let me indicate, and of course I also appreciate the MC for the honor by indicating the book which I just published, which deals with some of the problems that have been touched on, which I intend to also improve upon, which, in my view, is what the governor and his team have actually, understood very, thoroughly, that has given rise to this forum that have brought us here today. No doubt, every one of us, especially those of us from the security sector, policing is quite crucial to addressing all issues of insecurity. And so every security agency that we find in our client, including the military, they are established for a purpose. And of course that purpose is only complementary to governance. And so at the core of the issues that that the police and other security agencies have been called to address is the failure of governance in very many respects. And I believe that it is his understanding that has, led the governor along with his team to see what they can do to be able to, complement or if you like improve the state of affairs within our states. I take very humble notes of the MOA agenda, and two of the pillars strikes me very profoundly, which is the opportunities for all and enhanced security. Now, opportunities for all seeks to address issues that have to do with what one may call the whole essence of security. By the way, by virtue of our constitution, which of course the governor also derives some of his tasks and responsibilities, the policies, the constitution tells us that the primary objective of governance is safety and welfare of the people. And so this is the reason why the definition, or if you like, the desire of many nations to begin to place the human security at the core of its activity become very important. So any government activity that is not centered around the human person, then of course will be a failure. And so the totality of all the government activities, including road construction, reducing the social inequalities, among several things, are all geared towards ensuring that the individual person is better safe and is able to have means of livelihood. And so as we go on today, that we have been able to bring, especially those within the financial sector and of course the industrial sector, who are the main, in my view, the main drivers of those who will be able to close up the gap in the level of poverty and disequilibrium within our economic environment. They can only do that if the platforms have been created, which is that security must be provided. And so I thought that it's essential for us to understand that the police, the military, and other security agencies can only do as much as what they have the empowered to do. And how our people in the rural areas have been sensitized enough to know that they also have a part to play in ensuring that the environment is safe. Indeed, if we even go into history, the policing came because there was a need for us, at the medieval times, for communities to ensure that they improve on their well-being. When the populations of nations began to increase, they saw the need to see how they can close up the gap, since providing for everyone had become quite challenging. And so that's how policing, as a program evolved. But for us today in Delta State, I want to say that what we need to do, in addition to, of course, what the Security Trust Fund seeks to achieve, is that we must begin to expand the industrial base of our states, wherein individuals will be able to see how they can be engaged to expand the economic frontiers, and to also expand, and I take very good note of the skills acquisition centers that the governor, both present and past, have been to establish. But for us to also expand that, so that we'll give right educational skills to our people, that it's only those who have been engaged that indeed will be able to make life more meaningful. Anyone that is not engaged, of course, the next thing perhaps he wants to do is to begin to look for how he's going to survive, because survival remains at the core of human existence. So it's on that note that I'd like to, first of all, thank you, Governor, for what you're doing along with your team, and to ask that you reinforce all those programs that you already established.
But someone to be here today. We were here on Sunday too for a party meeting, and it's someone of us to be here today. And so I am here with my senators. But the first thing I noticed here is the sitting arrangement. When you are launching such a fund, the big boys should be in front. So they set you up and put you in front. It's a setup. It's a big setup. I'm just a minister, a servant. Tompolo is properly seated in front. The mafia is properly seated. ICOG is properly seated. In fact, the governor, of course, my office. I don't know about retired Oyibo, you are retired himself. We don't have a property system, these are the money bags. I see Obi Kumana, she be in front. Look at Adora, she be in front. Fidelity should be in front. So we are all property system. These are the big boys that should be. In fact, our phenomenon should be in front. So all is just a set of please don't mind me. I'm just a minister that they put in front to set me up. Anyway, that's on the lighter side. What we are here to do today is a very important function for every government. And I think my other brother, the former Chief of Defense Staff, actually put it when he said that security of lives and property is the first function of any government. And so what my governor is doing here today is actually his first mandate as governor of the state. In fact, what even brought about government as a whole, if you want to be theoretical for 1 second, is we all studied what they call the Thomas Hobbes theory in school. That before government came into being, there was a state of anarchy as propounded by Thomas Hobbes. Everybody focused for himself, no government. And so life was nasty, solitary, brutish, and short. And so that was what brought about the concept of government. That means government was conceptualized basically first for security of life and property. And that is why all of us will give up our individual freedoms to a sovereign through elections to say, we vote for you, please take control of our collective security, instead of all of us trying to secure ourselves individually, and then the strongest survives against his neighbor. And that is why we must commend the governor of the state, my governor, who has done tremendously well. I mean, in the past, I'm sure you know what this state was all about. In fact, my own local government too. So for all those who are here, including him, you can see the kind of improvements we have made in different sectors, in different parts of the state, in terms of improvements of security. So, my governor, we thank you so much for this. In fact, today, the launch of the trust fund and the invitation of individuals to come here is the second aspect that I think we are also mentioned. That apart from government, how we give up our sovereign, our freedoms to the government to govern all of us, that we all then have individual responsibilities to regarding security. That is the concept of government. Individuals have their own responsibilities to assist government and also not to assist government to take charge one way or the other of security in their respective domains. That's why you see as traditional rulers who are here. They have that role, unwritten role, to also secure their different kingdoms. But then, if you look at the Police Act, people will testify to that citizens also have right of arrest. There's what we call citizens arrest. It highlights the roles we have to play as individuals to a security. Don't say, oh well, the governor is there, I'm going to sleep, let them do their best. No, we all have individual duties and responsibilities regarding security. So the Police Act says individuals, you have a duty to arrest and then hand over to the law enforcement agencies. And that is what the drama, if you were here, the first drama that was enacted here, it appeared funny, but that exactly is what it's all about. They arrested the boy who was a thief, but the other woman said, hand the thief over to the authorities. That was citizens arrest they did. It was citizens arrest. And that is permitted by law. But beyond that, to also highlight that, if you look at what they are saying, look at the case of Farid and Akilu, my former boss and Farid, when he wanted to prosecute the killers of alleged killers, he went on to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, sorry, you have the right to prosecute. Because the Lagos State government was denying him the right, the fiat to prosecute, when he thought he had gathered enough evidence to prosecute the killers. The Supreme Court said at that point, in that case, that we all have even the right to prosecute once we are given that fiat by the Attorney General of the state or the federation. All of this highlights the fact that we have a role to play. That's why I mentioned all of these incidents. But today, the role we have to play is the money role. That is why we're here, is the money role that we have to play today.
You can start at 100 million naira. Now, it wasn't me who said it. I think it was the compare. Given that the A to Z of banking is here, you can take it to the bank that the banking community will fully support that which we are doing today. But I also noticed that the A to Z of oil and gas is also here. The A to Z of energy is here. The A to Z of infrastructure is here. So, to tell you the figure that His Excellency and I spoke about, we have a floor, not a ceiling, for the trust fund. Not necessarily to be launched and collected all today, but certainly His Excellency and I shall be calling significantly, repeatedly, to make sure that our minimum target of 100 billion is collected this year, 2025.
Okay, I think the sound can go down. We've had enough. Thank you very much.
Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Kiamu, SAN. The chairman of today's occasion, Mr. Ike Mukode. I must say that I'm very glad. When you came in, I gave a call to you, and you said you have an engagement, but you must be here. God bless you.